Hi, I am back from the land beyond with some more stuff. This from the first 2 or so weeks of April 2026, give or take a day, because I spent the first week of April in Orlando, Florida. We visited a friend that lives in Ocala and had a nice meal there at the Equestrian Center and ate some treats at a nice little pastry shop that's in there. It's a lovely place. Um, and if you're into horses and equestrian accru- activities and such, I think, I think it's a global destination. It seems. I'm not all that up to date on equestrian things, but it was fun. We returned to Orlando. We had gone with my sister-in-law and our nephew and his boyfriend to spend a week visiting numerous parks. The trip was bookended with Disney. We went to Epcot on Monday. Friday, we went to the Magic Kingdom because if I'm going to Disney, I'm gonna want to go to the Haunted Mansion because, well, that's how I roll. I took my GoPro with me and thought I might get some footage around the parks and maybe on a couple of rides if permitted. And I did get some video of a really nice model train diorama that was in Epcot. That was really cool. I could have stood there and watched it all day because, like many grown men, I love electric trains. None of the footage I took of the Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean came out. Ironically, the one ride I didn't go on, which was It's a Small World, was the one that got the best footage, which Tanya took. Ironically, because she knows I comically don't like that ride, and she loves that ride. I was on the Tron Light Cycle ride at the time, and I was checking the GoPro camera, and I'm like, "You took video of It's a Small World?" And we both had a great laugh. And of course, I put it in the video because it was the only video of the rides that came out. C'est la vie. I did get stuff at the parks, of course, so I'm going to share that first. I got a pair of Haunted Mansion socks, and I got some Disney villain socks because it's got Ursula, Scar, Hades, Jafar, and the evil Maleficent, I think, from Sleeping Beauty. So that's cool. I also got a notebook for the Haunted Mansion. I might have this confiscated by Tanya because I told her, I said, they told me when I bought it that the pages are all black and the ink is white. It has a special pen, and we were both kind of tickled. So I might wind up using this, or Tanya might take it and say, I'm going to use it. And whoever uses it is going to have fun. Also, I got this wonderful shirt to add to my collection of colorful and oddball shirts I wear. Of course, Haunted Mansion. That is great. And although I'm kind of edging out of wearing t-shirts, I still wear them on occasion, but mostly to the gym or as sleepwear. I saw this one, I had to get it because we love Baymax. It's got a cat, and doing blah la 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 la, fist bump, blah la 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 la, became kind of like a running gag with Tanya and I for a while, and I saw that, and I'm like, I have to have that shirt, and I got that shirt. Now, that was all the Disney stuff. Wow, not that much, but I went crazy at Universal, at both Epic Universe and Islands of Adventure, because Epic Universe has the Dark Universe, Darkmoor, where all the Universal monsters are on the loose. And of course, I made a beeline for that. And that was the primary reason I took my GoPro. And I went once during the day, and then I went again at night, and to see if I could get other footage at night. And it came out pretty good. Let me know what you think. Okay, now the two parks that we went with Universal were, as I just shared, Epic Universe. We also went to Islands of Adventure. So, but most of the stuff I got was in Darkmoor in the shops in there. So I got some. I got a set I got some magnets, and these are done in a way where you can see they look like little comic book covers. And this has got the Bride menaced by the creature from Black Lagoon, and then you have Victoria Frankenstein and Dracula. Which, if you ride the Monsters Unleashed ride, all of that will make sense. And that was great. So, of course, they were selling notebooks, so I got a notebook, and it glows in the dark. But I got a Frankenstein notebook to add to the other Frankenstein notebook I got at Universal Horror Unleashed, which was awesome. Hey man, look, they got a puzzle. Haha! 500-piece Dark Universe Frankenstein Manor puzzle. That evidently glows in the dark too. So let's see. Let's see how that looks when I get around to putting it together. That is awesome. Also awesome was this Christmas stocking that is got the Bride and the creature, a Frankenstein monster on it. And I don't know if I'll use it for Christmas or if I'll just hang it in my office and let the see if any goodies wind up in there. Oh look, it can be a sock puppet too. Hey, I'm Rosie. All right, that's enough of that. Also, another shirt. Got this one. Shockingly attractive. And this one we got at Islands of Adventure. But I was like, yeah, I'm like Scooby-Doo, Dracula. Yeah, man, I got that stuff. I got that all out. That is cool. Also, my favorite movie of all time. I got a big old shirt here that's got Jaws on the back. That's cool. And of course, Those with eagle eyes will have noticed that I'm also wearing another shirt that I bought at I think it was called the Pretorius shop. And of course, Stuffy's got a creature. My favorite monster is, of course, the creature from Black Lagoon. And that was cool. And I picked up a Kong at Island of Adventure as I read the Kong. Reign of Kong. No, Kong, Reign of Skull Island? I don't know. It's basically, yeah, it's not based off the Kong of Skull Island or Skull Island movie. It's based off Peter Jackson 2005 remake. So, and last but certainly not least, they had these mystery box items for sale, and I was like, I looked at what they had, and I was like, well, whatever I get, I'll be satisfied with. I'll be happy with. There's things that I would much prefer, but it was an expensive gamble, but it was a gamble that paid off because I got a Scarecrow. So he is back. And that is the purchases that were done by and large, excuse me, by and large at during our trip to Florida. The other thing I bought, because I was, this will go to the reading, but I was getting close to the end of Virus, Hell of the Living Dead, and I didn't know if I was going to finish it on the plane flight back or not. So in case I did, I purchased a book, because at 600 pages, I thought this book will last the entire vacation, and it did. But I grabbed this one at the airport of Creepy Florida, which is Phantom Pirates, the Hog Island Witch, the Demented Doctor at the Don Vicente, and more. And, I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. It's a kind of a combination. I consider this kind of like a combination of history and urban legend, and the myths and folklore that we create that populate the land, and its complicated history. And it says back here, delightfully frightful tales from the Sunshine State. The sweltering heat of the Florida sun breaks as a chill runs down your spine. A dark shadow looms from a nearby tourist trap. You didn't expect to find this kind of shade in Florida. If only there was some sort of travel guide to steer you through the spookier locales. Well, you're in luck. Check in at the Biltmore in Coral Gables to spot the ghost of slain Fatty Walsh roaming the 13th floor. Sit down for a meal with the spirit of Ethel Allen at Ashley's Restaurant in Rockledge. Visit haunted graveyards, museums, parks, and battlefields. Hear macabre stories of spectral pirates, gangsters, witches, and madmen. From phantasmagoric packs of Madame McCoy's girls on Pensacola streets down to the ghostly clacking of Hemingway's typewriter in the Keys. Mark Muncy and Carrie Schultz lead brave readers through the darkest locations in the Sunshine State. So I'm looking forward to reading that at some point between now and 2036. But we'll see. Let's see. Other purchase is because of the my page to TV screen reviews. I added this issue of Twilight Zone because there is a story in this issue that was adapted for Tales from the Dark Side, and I mentioned that would probably be the next review I do for that series, and we'll see if I'm a man of my word or if I change my mind, and we'll see. But there, I do remember this issue though. I think I had this issue because I remember the here it says Roy Scheider meets Meryl Streep in Stab, and that's actually a film called Still of the Night, which I did not see when it was released theatrically, but I saw it, I believe, on HBO. And it's a really good movie from Robert Benton, a nice old school murder mystery suspense movie with a great cast. I mean, Roy Scheider and Meryl Streep. Yeah. Also, there's an article about The Thing, and I also remember the script that's in this is a passage for trumpet. And there was an interview here with Fritz Leiber, who I think I remember reading this portions of this, but it's one that did not survive the journey to where I am now in my collecting life. So I'm glad it's back in my collection, and I look forward to reading the story. This is the subscriber copy, which kind of like they were having trouble. They couldn't show it on social media for obvious reasons, but this is issue number 31 of Fangoria magazine, which uses a still from the new version of Faces of Death, which is coming up, and that's a mannequin for anybody. And yeah, ooh, cool mummy issues. My son and I watched Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy on a loop when he was growing up, and I think that's the Abbott and Costello Meet Universal Monster movie I've seen the most. Also, book-wise, Rob at SpaceArchives had a massive book haul, and he talked about how he had gotten a duplicate copy of a Tanith Lee novel, the Silver Metal Lover. And he's like, if anybody wants it, let me know. And I was like, I want it. And I let him know. And he mailed it to me. So thank you so much. I will read this and review this sometime between now and 2036. So that's the other thing. And last in the acquisitions is this offering from Vinegar's Syndrome, I think. It was like, but it's the Ghost Galleon. It's the third in the Blind Dead series. I missed out on getting the slipcover, limited edition slipcover by, I think, a few days, or I don't know, but I ordered this and it came while we were in Florida, and I'm going to be watching the snot out of this movie. It is not the best of the Blind Dead movies, but it is not the worst. It's I consider Night of the Seagulls to be the least interesting of the four films. I think the first one is probably the scariest. The second one is the most polished, and this one is a really, really atmospheric sea, one set on the high seas on a ghost ship. And watching all the movies in close proximity at one point, the first three, I was watching them and I was like, I could never ask him, but how much did these influence John Carpenter's Halloween and The Fog? If there's, I don't know. I have suspicions, but it's a great little horror movie, and yeah. I made some headway on. I'm making headway on Tres Picos, the Salvador Dali puzzle, and no idea when I will finish it, but I'm making headway. And reading wise, other than reading Virus, Hell of the Living Dead by Brad Carter, which I reviewed and posted a review earlier this week. So But the other one that I read was, let me see here. I read The Carnival by Charles Beaumont from the Twilight Zone June '89 issue, and that was a very bittersweet tale. I think it was posthumously. It's a posthumous publication. He was working on an anthology of stories, and this story was going to be in it when he passed. And it is a bittersweet tale of a quadriplegic child's first ever visit to a carnival, and it's very evocative of Bradbury, but on the other hand, it's not, well, no spoilers. It's available, and it was, like I said, very bittersweet. It's a very sad story, and but Beaumont was a great writer, and yeah, haunting story. Not particularly overtly supernatural, but it has that. Beaumont was friends with Ray Bradbury, and it has that October country feel or vibe to it, and it's anything. I think anything by Charles Beaumont is worth reading and worth checking out. We had some visitors in the backyard, or adjacent to the backyard, and so I put up while we were gone. So I put up a video of from a trail cam. The most funny one was when one of the Bambis strolled by and dropped a deuce right on camera, right there. Well, at least Bambi's getting their fiber there. The only viewing we did, was we went and saw Project Hail Mary while in Orlando, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that movie. Tanya had read the book many years ago when we were on vacation, and talked about it with me as she was going through it. So she walked through the plot while she was reading the book. And she asked me, "Are you going to read this?" And I'm like, "Look, I don't. I'll probably get around to it at some point. It's not high on my list of books I want to read, but I don't mind having things spoiled. I'm not one of those. I don't. I read a lot of critical studies of movies and stuff, and sometimes and books and I'll approach stuff. I don't engage with the material as from don't spoil it unless I don't want to know. And this was one where it's just like I didn't care. So she talked about all this stuff that was going on in the book, because she just needed to just geek out and go ah. So we went and saw the movie, and great googly moogly. It was good. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I was laughing. I was on the edge of my seat. Yeah, it was highly recommended. A lot of fun. This is a movie that probably, like The Martian, return to on occasion. And yeah. And that's basically that portion of it. Now we go step into the Wayback Machine to look at some vintage newspaper ads, which were from dates concurrent with those of the work week of April 6th through the 10th. April 6th, 1976. And David Cronenberg's Shivers, known as They Came From Within in the United States, starts tomorrow. Now, I have a very vivid memory of being deeply and profoundly unnerved and grossed out by the poster for They Came From Within when it was displayed at the Alameda 3 Theater. I was like, what is up with that dark, murky bathwater this woman is in? Was it dirty water? Was something in it? Was the water itself alive? Because it looks like a blanket that she's lifting up as she's. And I was deathly afraid to find out. The questions as to what was in that water and what was going on in that bathtub were finally answered while I was living in Hong Kong, when I was able to see the film under its original title, Shivers. And by this time, I had seen both Scanners and Videodrome on the big screen. The former being my formal introduction to the work of David Cronenberg, and I had seen Rabid on home video. I had also read the essay about Cronenberg that was written by Martin Scorsese that had been published or republished in Fangoria magazine. So I kind of knew what Shivers was about, but despite all that advanced cultural and critical knowledge, I was still good and rattled by Shivers. It was a cold, weird, and disturbing movie as only David Cronenberg seems capable of making, and I loved it then and I love it now. But it is the oddest, nightmarish kind of movie. We're going to go zap back in time about 50 years, April 6th, 1926. And we have an ad for the April 1926 issue of Physical Culture magazine, which I think I've said in previous stuff of the week that this was a magazine that had a kind of sleazy reputation within medical circles, because it kind of like a lot of it was medical quackery and a lot of suspect advice regarding like exercise and nutrition regimens. But that didn't stop Physical Culture magazine from being very popular and being one of the money-making tentpoles for its publisher. Zipping forward about 60 years, actually 59, I think. April 7th, 1985, and we have an ad for Cat's Eye letting you know it's going to open on Friday, April 12th. Now, this is another movie that I missed out on seeing on the big screen while living in Hong Kong, but I don't think I missed out on anything all that special, as this anthology, while competently made, lacks the charm and creative zest that made Creepshow so entertaining. Director Louis Teague, who I know best for Alligator and Cujo, does what he can with the material, but there is only so much that could be done with the first two yards that were adapted from the anthology Night Shift by Stephen King. The first was Quitters Incorporated, and the second was The Ledge. They're both crime stories that, I don't know if it aren't really inherently cinematic or like big screen cinema or that. I think the first leaned way too heavily into camp comedy, while the latter fails to generate the kind of high stakes level of stress that the situation is calling for. It's just, they're competently made, but it's just like, they're not that. However, the movie, more or less, is redeemed with its final story, titled The General, which does manage to capture some of the comic book zest that pulsed through Creepshow, when the titular cat does battle with a nasty little breath-stealing troll in order to save the life of an endangered girl. And that is one fun little segment, and it makes the previous yarns suffer all the more in comparison. So my advice is, if you haven't seen Cat's Eye, just skip the first two stories and watch the general. That's my advice. Now, let's not get whiplash, but we're going to shoot back 60 years to April 7th, 1925, and an ad that for hyping an installment in Stella Wynn's serialized mystery novel, The Nob Hill Mystery, which is described by in the ad as a stirring novel of crime, adventure, and romance set against a backdrop of San Francisco. Couldn't find much about this. However, Wynn was an author, a suffragist, and a San Francisco native. Her most famous work appears to be a 1916 short story titled Shoes, which was made into a film by Lois Weber that is considered a feminist cinema classic. It's a silent film from about, I think, 1916, 17. And Kino Lorber is having a sale, and I saw that that film is available. It's part of the sale. So if you want to check it out, you can find it in the Kino Lorber store. We're going to zip over to April 8th, 1983. And Extra starts today. Okay, wow. This is an ET spliced with Alien oddity. A year ago, I think I posted an ad on Ghoulies, Ghosties, and Long-Legged Beasties, where it was playing at the Roxy in Oakland on this day. And I think that was its only venue. I'm not too sure, but the Roxy was a Oakland grindhouse, and it was on a triple bill, part of a triple bill. One was The Brood by David Cronenberg's The Brood, and the other was Jekyll and Hyde Together Again, which was a painfully unfunny Jekyll and Hyde comedy that I remember. I think I watched it on HBO, and it's like, I think that one left scars. Yeah, it definitely left a scar. Okay, but this ad is from the San Francisco Examiner, and as you can see, it was screening at 3 venues. And those lucky enough to have gone and seen it at either the St. Francis on Market Street, where I saw many a movie, or the Geneva Drive-In, would have the delight of seeing this goopy, slimy, and sleazy alien knockoff on a double bill with the just as goopy, just as slimy, and just as sleazy alien knockoff Forbidden World, which would have been a great double bill. There was an interesting observation made about the film in the Twilight Zone magazine's annual movie recap, which was printed in its January-February 1984 issue, which is in a box back here. It'll be making an appearance at some point. But that recap was titled 1983, the year of living languorously, which was a reference to the perceived mediocrity of just about every genre film that had been released in 1983. But considering the number of bangers that came out in 1982, that 1983 was something of a letdown and almost like a morning after hangover year. Seems pretty par for the course. But the Twilight Zone recap shared an opinion of what, they broke it up into 2 things: what didn't work about the movie and what worked. And they had an interesting observation about what they believed to have worked and Extra. And that was, quote, "the oddly touching idea buried somewhere in the film that this entire story of a man kidnapped by aliens and returned to Earth may be just the wishful dream of his abandoned young son, unquote. I like that read. It's an interesting read. And as I noted in my earlier posting, which was the Roxy ad from the Oakland Tribune from last year, that it made it thematically a pretty good double bill with David Cronenberg's The Brood. But yeah, it's a pretty intense movie. Let's see. April 8th, 1976. We have a sneak preview of Neil Simon's new comedy, Murder by Death, which is an all-star parody of famous detectives throughout the entirety of the cinematic world. You got a Charlie Chan parody, a Sam Spade parody, I think Hercule Poirot, Miss Marple. All of them get some kind of parody in this. And I remember seeing it on the big screen and enjoying it immensely, and thinking it was really funny. But I don't really remember all that much about it outside of a scene where David Niven squeezes what he thinks is a mechanical rat or a mouse. But the only other thing that really stuck in my mind, or what I really remember, was the bit where the blind butler, who's played by Alex Guinness, cannot communicate with the mute maid, who was played by Nancy Walker, because she speaks via a collection of printed cards that she keeps holding up to his face, and he can't, of course, he's blind, he can't read it, and of course, hilarity ensues. That and her silent screaming and belly laughing. Yeah, I'm not selling this, probably, but it was 1976, and I laughed. I was 9, but I laughed. So, and it's Neil Simon. April 9th, 2010. We're going to go to this century. And The Black Waters of Echoes Pond starts today. I think it lasted a week in theaters. But I did see this on the big screen, and I believe I saw it on opening night. And while it's not all that good of a movie, I do remember appreciating and enjoying the concept of doing Jumanji as an actual horror movie. Still think that's a fun idea. And Danielle Harris and Robert Patrick both appear in the film. Yeah, other than I think the ending, I don't really remember much about it, other than thinking, hey man, they're doing Jumanji as a horror film, and that's really cool. Going back some 89 years, I think, we have on April 9th, 1921, an ad for the Literary Digest hyping an editorial or article about the housing shortage that was facing the country in 1921. Again, as I point out, or will point out again, the more things change, the more they stay the same. April 10th, 1980. And the sleazy "Don't Answer the Phone" starts tomorrow. Now, I have no concrete memory of this movie's big screen release, but I do remember the numerous occasions where I plucked the Media Home Entertainment box video case off the shelf of our local video store and briefly contemplated renting the movie on numerous occasions. But I never did rent it, though, it's just not my thing. It's not really interested in, that subject matter. But which might strike some as odd, as I did rent and view such sleazy fare as William Lustig's Maniac and Joseph Ellison's Don't Go in the House. So Some might argue there is little to no differentiation between those cited examples and don't answer the phone. That may be true for some, but not for me. Yeah. April 10th, 1927. Our final stop in the Wayback Machine is this ad for the H.C. Capwell book section of Capwell's, an ad hyping the clearly Easter holiday tie-in of 2 books about religious figures attempting to cut past all the mysticism and supernatural hokum and look at them as just human beings or whatnot. First is The Life of St. Paul by F.J. Folks Jackson. And the second is Jesus, Man of Genius by J. Middleton Murray. I have not heard of either of these books and am not inclined to seek them out and read them. Just not my area of interest at this particular time. But, opinions vary. But, I don't think any actually made a big cultural impact, or if they did, it wasn't in areas of theological thinking that, or philosophical thinking that I was exposed to, or if I was, I don't remember it. So it goes. Well, there you have another week, or actually 2, in the bag. And I'm going to get started on the next one. So, until next time, let's all have some fun, okay? Bye!